So those who follow me know I'm going through a rough patch. And my For You page is filled with like inspirational stuff. How to be better. Um, how to recognize your worth and don't expect don't accept anything less, and there's all these inspirational quotes. It wasn't the right person, because if it was the right person, then they'd still be there, and like all this stuff that people say to you when you're going through some stuff. And I mean, I get it. Like they say these things are powerful, these inspirational things that everybody says, like when you're depressed. When I'm depressed, I say, it can't rain all the time. And when it's raining, when it's actually raining outside, I will say it has to rain for you to appreciate the sunshine. Um, you know, you have to have the bad to be grateful for the good. Um, but with where my brain's been at, with the jadedness of things, and hearing these basic quotes, and I don't no shade on anybody who said them to me, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, okay, that does me just as much good as when somebody leaves this world saying they're in a better place. You don't fucking know that. God needed another angel, which my aunt would say, we don't get to become angels. We don't. And a lot of people would tell you, angels are angels. We don't get to become them. I am not well versed on religion, but I have heard people who are talk about how humans do not become angels. And I know it's all trying to make somebody feel better. And there's like a whole grief process you got to go through when you lose someone, whether they're gone from this world or just gone from your life. There's a grieving process that has to happen, and the whole process of figuring out how you're going to move on. And then, you hear people talk about, don't accept less, and, what you want exists, and you need to manifest it and be prepared for it, and all this stuff. And it's like, but what if it doesn't? Because that's, like I said, the jaded thoughts that are running the show right now, which I don't need Dippy running the show. And not to sound crazy, but the thought process, inner bitch and jaded have Dippy tied up right now. Like, Dippy is not allowed to speak, and the cynic is in on things. Hope is just kind of like, yeah, life ain't bad. Just one area of life is bad. Like, I have an awesome family. I have food, shelter, have a little bit of money to do some of the things that I want to do. So like I know certain areas of my life are good, and Hope is cool with that. Like, Hope doesn't even want to think about like why certain things don't work out for me. She's willing to let the other thoughts just, So when I'm coming across these inspirational things on my FYP, Jade and Inner Bitch are just like, you don't know that, sir. You don't know that that exists for everybody. You don't know that I am enough. Like, what if I'm not? Like, surely there's people walking around who aren't enough. You know, like, and the funny thing is I think that those people who truly aren't enough, the idea of leaving this world doesn't cross their mind. You know, the people who need to hear you are enough are the people who think about leaving. And why are they thinking about leaving? Because they feel like they're alone in this world, or just like they've let the intrusive automatic thoughts overtake things and not see what they actually have. And so being reminded, hey, you are enough. And like, one of the things I used to do was go outside and sit and hit my shuffle on my music, because like you never know what's going to come up. And I'd be like, okay, the universe is going to pick 3 songs. I'm going to sit out here, listen to these 3 songs, and I am just going to like look at things, like really look at things, almost like somebody who's really messed up going, ew, colors, and I'm going to devote that to birds and trees and dandelions, and just try to find the simplest thing and just think about how absolutely beautiful it is. The world we live in is a beautiful place, and I think that most of the people in it are beautiful people. I think most of the people in it are good people, but we've all got issues. And when I hear these inspirational quotes, it's like, yeah, but we got issues. And on the best of days, we might meet that person, that right person. And it might be the right time for us, but not for them. It may never be the right time for them, because they might be in this state of jadedness that they never get out of. And every time they lose it a little bit, they step out and they find more crap, because the right person isn't in front of them at that time. Like Sliding Doors, the movie Sliding Doors, just like you just miss it. And it's like, you don't know. And I mean, it's nice to get pumped up by these words that are telling you, it's going to be okay. But at the same time, you just want to know when. When is it going to happen? When? And am I going to have to fight for it? Am I going to want to fight for it? Am I going to feel up to fighting for it? Or am I going to feel like I shouldn't have to? Because sometimes you have to fight for stuff, but they tell you shouldn't have to fight for things. It's confusing.